is your First Alert 5 weather with Sam Schreier.
Good afternoon. It is beautiful over America's Mountain on Labor Day, or as everybody in news calls it, just Monday. 93 out in Colorado Springs, so that east wind coming into town, lifting a few clouds up into the sky. Very beautiful, those cumulus clouds of the sun coming on in, and we're actually dry. At least for now. There was a little bit of rain down by Trinidad, but that does seem to have kind of gotten out of the way. 84 currently in Woodland Park, so warm on the other side of the mountain with a very light wind. Pueblo still baking at 100 over town with a little bit of wind to cool you off, but that low humidity, that's allowing that air to heat up, but it'll also cool down quick tonight. And then we've got Fisher's Peak with some clouds over top. Storms were passing just a little while ago. Now it's all right. Temperatures across the region, 96 hanging on to Canyon City, but obviously some of the more impressive heat is Pueblo East out into the deeper plains. Walsenburg at 95, just a couple degrees warmer than Springs, and Monument sitting at 88 for the moment. Here's the deal, everybody. We are just parked under a classic pattern for heat. There is a high pressure ridge centered over New Mexico, over Colorado, and that's just lifting a lot of desert heat right into the state. Now there's some good news. A cold front stretched up to our north is going to push some nice air into the forecast tomorrow, but it's also going to bring a lot of wind with it. So check out our forecast wind gust map. We're expecting this thing to hop over the Palmer Divide, over Monument Hill, around 6 to 8 o'clock, somewhere in that time frame. So it'll be nice in the morning, and then you'll notice when the wind comes on in, because the wind speeds in the Pikes Peak region will be between 15 to maybe 25 miles per hour. But the wind gusts are probably going to be in the mid-20, mid-30 mile per hour range out of the north and the northeast. Now, as those winds come down into Pueblo and actually push across the eastern plains through the mid-morning, we'll probably see some more impressive gusts. So Pueblo, 10 to 15 to maybe 30 mile per hour sustained winds in the mid-morning. Wind gusts up to, if not over 40 miles per hour. And it wouldn't surprise me if areas east of Pueblo along Highway 50 are seeing similar gusts up to the 40 mile per hour range. All of this will essentially just slide slowly south through the rest of the day, and we'll still have 20 some, maybe even 30 mile per hour wind gusts out of the north down to Walsenburg and out east across the plains through Tuesday afternoon. Now that's going to turn into a northeast wind, and that might be enough to get some spotty storms going. That's been in the forecast, but the recent model runs have been putting a lot of dry air up against the plains. So here's what we're thinking. At noon, it is absolutely fine. If any storms were going to develop, it might be closer to the end of the day. We see a little bit out in Park County, and by 5 and 6, there is some storm development over the Pikes Peak Mountains, Pikes Peak itself. But again, the newer change in the modeling is that northeast wind, that upslope, is still just a little too dry to really get much storm action going. And then out to like 8, 10 o'clock, everything just stays in the mountains. So that's the only real change I've made in the forecast. Is tomorrow that rain chance, I have it is very, very, very small. But I think based on what I see right now, we don't have a whole lot to worry about. Now on Wednesday, a little warmer, still kind of breezy out there, could see an isolated storm. Thursday looks hot, not today hot, but hot. And then we get over to the weekend, cooler with some storm chances about every day. 2s on the storm impact scale because they just kind of look like good thunderstorms. Lightning, thunder, no hail, so nothing too big to worry about. Pueblo, plenty of heat, although it is much cooler tomorrow compared to what it was today. 90 is cool compared to 101. 80s and storm chances are back, mainly Friday, Saturday into Sunday. 2s in that storm impact scale because it's not just a shower, but it's also not a severe storm. Canyon City, can't rule out an isolated storm on Wednesday. As we get to the end of the week, we're going to get you a little cool down, with more storm chances. And Canyon City will be breezy, but you're kind of tucked away from the cold front winds, so out east of town, it'll be a lot windier. In town, probably not too bad. Finally, Woodland Park, seeing 70s, couple 80s, but a lot of 70s. It'll be breezy because the Pikes Peak is going to block you from the wind. And then next week, or really into the weekend, we've got some more storm chances. Allison?